All right, this is the first day for if else, and we have if else's. If int a plus is 990, and this says if a plus is greater than 100, so this statement will actually be true. So it'll print out greater than 100. But if we had, instead of 990, let's say we had 99, now that makes this false, and it'll do the else. So if this part is true, it'll do this print. If this part is false, then it'll print the other one. So if this was 99 instead of 990, then it would print not greater than 100 because the number is less than 100. It's 99. We also have if, else, if. So here we have int value is 58 and answer is equal to 0. So we're going to find out, it's going to add two answers. We're going to find out what answer is in the end. What is it going to add to 0? Well, value in this case is 58. So if value is greater than 80, no, that evaluates to false, so it will not do this piece. It'll go to the else. But then there's another condition. It's an else if. Value is greater than 60. No, that's going to be false also, so it's going to skip this part and do this else. It'll go to the next one. If value is greater than 40, that's actually going to evaluate to true, and the answer, it'll add 5 to 0, so that it'll end up printing 5. If one of these would have been true, what could we change it to? We could change it to 98. If this was 98, then this one would be true right away. It would add 25, and it would skip all the rest of this, and it'd print out 25 in that case. So as soon as an if, else, if hits true, it doesn't do the rest. Logical operators. This is an or, double bars is an or, and a double ampersand is an and. Here we have int 1 is 6 and 2 is 150. This says if 1 is greater than 3 or 2 is greater than 200. With an or, only 1 has to be true for this to evaluate to true. So 1 is greater than 3, it's 6. So this doesn't even get evaluated. Actually, when Java calculates this, it'll look at this one. That's true. It doesn't even look at this one. But this one's false, but only one of them has to be true. So the output will be 1 is true. 1 is less than or equal to 6. That's true. With an and, both of them have to be true. And 2 is less than 200. Both of these are true. So this whole thing evaluates to true. With an and, both of them must be true for it to evaluate to true. So it will print out both true. 1 is greater than 8. That's actually false. 2 is greater than 200. That's false. Both of them are false. So now only one has to be true. So this ends up being false because both are false. 1 is less than or equal to 6. That's true, but 2 is not greater than 200. So this is false. The whole thing, both of them have to be both of them have to be true in order to evaluate to true. So this actually evaluates to false. Both have to be true. So this evaluates to false, and this will not be printed. That will not be printed either. We have some versions of the nested if. So here we have a nested if else. So we have a number is 55. If num is greater than 50, that's true. If num is greater than 60, that's false. So it'll go to its associated if. So this if and this else go together. This if and this else go together. And this if and this else go together. So those are the three that go together. So now this is true. So it'll go to the next one. This is actually evaluates to false, so it goes down to this else and says greater than 50 and less than 60, which is where that number would fall, in between 50 and 60. Now, if we had the number, let's say num is equal to 90. True, 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 and it won't do any of the else's. It goes right to this one right here. What would be, what if num was equal to 65? This would be true. That would be true also. That would be false. So it would go down to this else. So the number is between 60 and 70. Here's another version of what we would call a nested if. P is 74. If P is greater than 30, that's true. It'll print A plus, but notice the braces has an if inside of the if. So it'll print out A plus. If P is greater than 40, it'll print out comp. So it'll print out comp as well. Now, if this was false, let's say P is equal to 20, P would not be greater than 30. So it'd go down and do the else down here. And this, if a P was 20, it would only print out psi. Here we have hundreds digit is greater than 5, hundreds digit is greater than 5. So it should, hundreds digit, it should print true. And then this would print false. It would print, true and false. So this is a static method, greater. And we have public static Boolean. We're returning Boolean, true or false. Now, how would you know that? Well, here's the output right here. Excuse me. So true and false right there. So this suggests that this is returning a Boolean value. I give the hint in the output. Not all returns can be in an if. If num divided by 100 mod 10, that'll give you the hundreds digit, and then we're seeing if that is greater than 5. Return true if it's greater than 5, and we could have an else here, and that'll still work. We just can't say if this is greater than 5, if this is less than or equal to 5. You can't put all the returns in an if statement. So this will return true, and then it'll return false.